Way 89 defines what an electrolyte is. Electrolyte is basically a chemical substance that is capable of conducting electricity when it's dissolved in water. And remember, the way we indicate that something is dissolved in water is with the parentheses AQ, which means aqueous. So, what are some examples of electrolytes? Well, anything that dissociates into ions is going to conduct electricity. So, for example, acids from table K, bases from table L, and any ionic salts, which you remember consist of a metal and a nonmetal. So, for example, sodium chloride is an example of a salt and a good electrolyte. Any one of these substances is capable of conducting electricity. So, let's try some problems that deal with this idea. Why is potassium nitrate classified as an electrolyte? While it is true it contains a metal, the reason something is an electrolyte is that it's capable of conducting electricity as a solid. So, I'm sorry, that is incorrect. It releases ions in an aqueous solution. So, answer choice 4 is correct. I misread it. If it said conduct electricity in an aqueous solution, that would be correct, but it does release ions in an aqueous solution. So that's why it's an electrolyte. Which substance is an example of an electrolyte? Remember, examples of electrolytes include acids, bases, and ionic salts. So both of these consist of two or more nonmetals. 1 and 2 consist of two or more nonmetals. The only one that functions as an electrolyte is the acid featured in choice 4. So sulfuric acid is an example of electrolyte because it's featured on table K. A small digital clock can be powered by a battery made from 2 potatoes and some household materials. The potato clock battery consists of 2 cells connected in a way to produce enough electricity to allow the clock to operate. In each cell, zinc atoms react to form zinc ions. Hydrogen ions from phosphoric acid in the potatoes react to form hydrogen gas. The labeled diagram and balanced ionic equation below shows the reactions, the materials, and connections necessary to make a potato clock battery. Explain why phosphoric acid is needed for the battery to operate. Remember that in order for a battery to function, electricity has to be able to conduct through the entire circuit. So the only way that happens is if the electrolyte is included in the potato so as to conduct electricity. So acceptable responses include things like, so phosphoric acid is an example of an electrolyte, or it can act as a salt bridge, basically means it helps balance out the ions as electrons get transferred in this reaction. Or you could simply state that phosphoric acid releases ions that are free to move, which is the very definition of an electrolyte. So remember, any substance that conducts electricity when it's dissolved in water or dissociates into ions is an example of an electrolyte. Anything from table K, table L, or any ionic salt is a good example of an electrolyte. So when you're looking at answer choices and asked to define which one of the following is an electrolyte, look for these examples from your reference table.